We are what now? A week away or so from Bibi Netanyahu speaking to Congress?
I didn't know, but I thought everybody was on board. I don't know. I'm coming, and the president is. He's been very supportive. I'm, of course, talking about Sheldon Adelson, and the speech will go forward.
So, and I guess Joe Biden's not coming, so Lindsey Graham has an opportunity to go on Sunday talk shows. And
it's a very excitable little man, that Lindsey Graham.
Well, so Netanyahu's visit, ostensibly, is to essentially scuttle the Iran-U.S. nuke deal that is taking place. I think at one point Netanyahu thought this was going to help him in the polls, too, in his election in Israel. It all blew up in their face when the Democratic caucus and the president basically showed the smallest amount of spine possible and basically said, we didn't invite him. We don't know why he's coming. And Vice President Biden has to, I don't know what he's got that day. He's got a dentist appointment.
Traveling.
He's got a dentist appointment. So he can't come, and he's been putting it off for too long, and he's got to get a crown on it, and whatever.
Got to keep those pearly whites.
And so Netanyahu is coming ostensibly to scuttle the U.S.-Iran nuke deal. And just yesterday, Al Jazeera and The Guardian basically announced, yesterday or over the weekend, they announced that they basically had a trove of cables which appear, and it's unclear, but it appears, this is a huge leak that came from the South African version of the CIA, I guess, their intelligence services. And one of these, and most of these documents deal with human intelligence. In other words, this is not about how they collect data or whatnot. It is really just about human relations and human intelligence. And apparently, one of these cables makes it clear, and this is, I should be clear, the South African intelligence services communicating to other intelligence services, including the U.S. intelligence services, including European intelligence services, and including to the Israeli intelligence service, the Mossad. So according to one of the spy cables, and again, it's unclear how The Guardian and Al Jazeera got a hold of this, Benjamin Netanyahu's dramatic declaration to world leaders in 2012, you'll remember he came to the UN with a picture. And when I say picture, I don't mean a photograph. I mean basically an animated, just someone did a drawing of a big bomb. Was it like a red bomb or something?
I don't even think it was red. I think it was just...
It was a picture of a bomb. And he said that, I think based on that artist's rendering of what a bomb would look like, that the Iranians were a year away from making a nuclear bomb. Well, it turns out, according to Mossad, the Israeli spying intelligence agency, not true. Not even remotely true. In a secret report shared with South Africa a few weeks after that speech at the UN in New York, Israel's intelligence agency concluded that Iran was, quote, not performing the activity necessary to produce weapons. These are from these documents, which are marked as confidential or top secret. They span a decade of global intelligence traffic from 2006 to December of last year. Like I said, it was leaked to the Al Jazeera investigative unit and shared with The Guardian. Other revelations in these documents include details of operations against Al-Qaeda, Islamic State, and other terrorist organizations, but also the targeting of environmental activists. In the coming days, we're going to see files that reveal the CIA attempted to establish contact with Hamas. South Korean intelligence targeted the leader of Greenpeace. Barack Obama threatened, and I'm not sure exactly what that means, it's in quotes, the Palestinian president to withdraw a bid for recognition of Palestine at the U.S. South African intelligence spied on on Russia over a $1 million joint satellite deal. But the point being of this leak about the Mossad's evaluation of what Netanyahu was saying in public is that he's coming next week to make probably the exact same claims.
My grandson Gilad has drawn this bomb on the picture. This shows where Iran is with the weapons. And so the Mossad, they are saying one thing. Of course, they are anti-Semitic. They hate Israel. This is why they work at Mossad. But my grandson has drawn this picture, and he is much more serious about our security.
His grandson, incidentally, 6 years old, using crayons.
Using crayons, is very serious about Israel, and he knows that the U.S. is an easy thing to move. And we will do this together. And Mossad is nothing but Palestine apologists.
You know, Mossad, ex-Mossad heads have said this publicly,
Yes.
that they support negotiations with Iran and that this would produce big benefits for Israel.
But it's not only a question of a policy difference.
Well,
now what we have is a difference on what are the facts. Now, if Netanyahu's intelligence agency is saying there is no indication, not a shred of evidence, that Iran is moving in any direction towards weaponizing anything, and Netanyahu gets out there and says, we have proof. I mean, I don't know where he gets his proof.
I told you a picture from...
I've seen the cartoons.
I'm being transparent with
yes.
you because you are a mishbuka, even though you are a bad Jew. I'm trying to explain to you.
He spent too much time in Paris, I think.
I can't really...
All right, so... I
It's
mean,
sort of
this
like
is
the
this is the
equivalent
problem that
of
he has
Iraq,
now.
Except
No one is going to believe anything he says, and the ship has already sailed.